Hello, brothers and sisters. We are about to venture once more into the Citadel of Chaos from the beginning. Now, gallery looks like I've opened up 4, 7, 10, 11, 13 pictures, or 13 photos from the gallery. Not sure I'm going to get all of them. We are going to completely restart the book because if you saw the last episode, everywhere seemed to be failure. So we are going to start a whole new thing. But I'm smarter than I was before, I hope. And we are going to see if we can do this. So, the Citadel of Chaos is a fighting fantasy game book, an interactive adventure in which you are the hero. You can only win by choosing the correct path, finding equipment, avoiding traps, and surviving combat. You will need to be as wise as an owl and as cunning as a weasel to triumph over the challenges ahead of you. Before embarking on your adventure, you must determine your own strengths and weaknesses with a series of dice rolls. You are preparing for your quest by training yourself in swordplay to improve your skill and exercising vigorously to build up your stamina. Before making your rolls, you must choose from one of 3 difficulty settings. This game book has been designed for optimum challenge on the adventure difficulty mode. For newcomers to fighting fantasy, we recommend adventure and free read modes. For experienced readers already familiar with printed versions of this game book, we recommend hardcore hero mode. I'm not doing hardcore hero mode yet. I feel like last time I really did not get into the full thing of the game because I didn't know there was other spells for one thing, and I can at least tell myself that, right? So I'm going to play the Citadel of Chaos exactly how Steve Jackson designed it. Very little has been changed from the printed version. Your starting skill is calculated by rolling 1 dice 6 plus 6. You're also given unlimited bookmarks, which act like placing your fingers between the pages. So I'm going to do that. You've chosen the Adventure difficulty mode. Before continuing, you must calculate your initial stamina. Your stamina score reflects your general constitution, your will to survive, your determination, and overall fitness. The higher your stamina score, the longer you'll be able to survive. You must roll 2 dice and add 12 to the number rolled. This is then entered in the stamina box on your adventure sheet. Stamina will go up and down during your journey, but if your stamina falls to 0, you die and your adventure is over. Yeah, that's happened to us way too many times. I'm just pulling out my stopwatch because I'm going to try to keep these videos not too long, because I don't know, I feel like if the videos are too long, they don't do well on YouTube. I don't know. YouTube's a different place than it used to be. But whatever, right? It's how we roll. So roll your starting stamina. 8. Your roll of 8 plus the base of 12 means your stamina is 20. I like that. Next, determine your skill. Your skill reflects your swordsmanship and general fighting expertise. The higher, the better. Your starting skill is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6 to the number. This is then entered in the skill box on your adventure sheet. Your adventure sheet can be assessed at any time using the menu at the bottom of the screen. Roll your starting skill. 2. Your roll of 2 is plus a base of 6 means your skill is 8. Your luck score indicates how naturally lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy kingdom you're about to explore. Your starting luck is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6 to the number. This is then entered in the luck box on your adventure sheet. Roll your starting luck. It could be better. Luck is 9. Okay, let's roll magic. In the Citadel of Chaos, in addition to skill, stamina, and luck scores, you must also determine your magic score by rolling 2 dice and adding 6 to the result. Your magic score determines how many spell scrolls you may prepare for use during your quest through the Citadel. Roll to determine your magic. 5. Roll a 5, base of 6, magic is 11. now that you've determined your magic score, you may use it to select your spell scrolls. Your magic score determines how many scrolls you may prepare for your journey to the Citadel. For example, if you have a magic score of 13, you may use 13 scrolls during your adventure. You may choose multiples of the same scroll, or instead choose a wide range of different scrolls. Touch a spell scroll to learn more about what it can do. You can choose 11 more scrolls. Okay, so the thing is, I didn't know at the time that there was more over here. So, ESP allows you to tune into the psychic wavelengths, can be used for read a creature's mind. Enhanced strength, fool's gold. I think this way you can make someone believe like a rock is gold. Illusion. Fool others. The spell immediately cancels if anything happens. The spell illusion is effective. Create convincing illusion. Impose weakness, levitation. Mage's fire. Conjure up fire at will. Used to create fireballs which can be launched at foes or set things alight. Shielding. Creates an invisible shield which protects against physical objects. Beware, the spell is ineffective against magic. Restore luck. Restore your luck by 5, skill by 5, stamina by 5. Alright. I'm going to choose creature copy. 10 more. I'm going to do enhanced strength. I'm going to do fool's gold. I'm going to take a fire spell. I'm going to do a shielding as well. A levitation. Strong creatures become weaker in battle. I'm going to take one of those. In fact, I'm going to take 2 of those. I'm going to take another creature copy. Got 2 left. And I'll do 2 restore staminas. I could do worse. That is all I have, right? Yeah. Once you have finished selecting your spell scrolls, you must prepare your adventurer's equipment. You begin your adventure with a sword, leather armor, a backpack, and a lantern to light your way. Unlike most fighting fantasy adventures in the Citadel Chaos, you begin your adventure without provisions. Normally, provisions may be consumed at any time, excluding combat. By assessing the adventure sheet, and restore 4 stamina. As a budding wizard, you instead have access to restore stamina spell scrolls. These restore 5 stamina when used and can be cast at any time, excluding combat, by assessing the adventure sheet. Be sure to pay close attention to your stamina and restore it regularly. Your restore skill and restore luck spell scrolls can be used in a similar fashion. Simply select them from the adventure sheet when you wish to restore those scores. Although you will be able to review all your other spell scrolls through your adventure sheet, they will only be usable during certain moments throughout your adventure. During your quest, you may encounter characters and items that alter your 3 scores: stamina, skill, and luck. Usually these scores may only ever be restored to their initial amount. On very rare occasions, a particular page may grant an effect that defies this rule. Aside from these occasions, some magic items may also allow you to exceed your initial scores. Once you have readied your equipment, you may begin. Good luck, you'll need it. Alright, the lawful good folk of the Vale of Willow have lived for some 8 years in awe and fear of the demi-sorcerer Balthus Dire. In awe, since his power is truly awesome, and in fear, ever since word leaked from his domain that his ambitious plans of conquest were to commence with the Vale itself. A faithful half-elf sent on the spying mission to the Black Tower came galloping back to the Vale 3 days ago with a frantic warning. From within the caverns of crag and rock, Balthus Dire had recruited an army of chaotics and was preparing them to attack the Vale within the week. Good King Salamon was a man of action. Messengers were sent throughout the Vale that day to prepare defenses and to summon folk to action. Riders had also been sent to the great forest of Yore to warn the half-elves who lived there and to make an appeal for the allied forces. King Salamon was also a wise man. King Salamon was also a wise man. He knew well that the that the news would inevitably reach the Grand Wizard of Yore, a sorcerer of great power who lived deep within the forest. The wizard was old, and would not last through a battle of this magnitude, but he schooled a number of young magicians, perhaps one of his students in the magic arts, with courage and ambition, and would aid the king and his subjects. You are the star pupil of the Grand Wizard of Yore. He has been a difficult master, and your own impatience has often gotten the better of you. Perhaps a little too headstrong, you left immediately for Salomon's court. The king welcomed you enthusiastically and explained his plan. The battle would be avoided without bloodshed if Balthus were to be assassinated before his army could be amassed. The mission ahead of you is extremely perilous. Balthus Dire is surrounded in a citadel by a multitude of fallen creatures. Although magic is your strongest weapon, there will be times when you must rely on your sword to survive. King Solomon has briefed you on your mission and warned you of the dangers that lie ahead. One way through the citadel is the best for you to take. If you discover it, you'll be successful with a minimum of personal risk. It may take you several trips to find this route. You leave the Vale of Willow and begin the long hike to the Black Tower. At the foot of the hill of Crag and Rock, you can see its outline against the dark sky. Now turn over. The sun sets. As twilight turns to darkness, you start your climb up the hill towards that forbidden shape silhouetted against the night sky. The citadel is less than an hour's climb. Some distance from its walls, you stop to rest. Gazing up the fortress, a sense of dreadful foreboding fills you, like a fearful specter from which there is no escape. The hairs on your neck prickle as you look towards it. You brush your fears aside and with grim resolve march onwards towards the main gate, where you know guards will be waiting. You consider your options. You have already thought about claiming to be an herbalist, come to treat a guard with fever. You could pose as a trader or an artisan, perhaps a carpenter. You could even be a nomad seeking shelter for the night. As you ponder the possibilities and the yarns you may have to spin to the guards, you reach the main trail leading up to the gates. 2 lanterns burn on either side of the portcullis. You hear muffled gruntings as you approach, and 2 misshapen creatures step forward. On the left stands an ugly creature with the head of a dog and the body of a great ape, flexing its powerful arms. Its opposite number is indeed its opposite, with the head of an ape and the body of a large dog. The latter guard approaches you on all fours. It stops some meters in front of you, raises itself on its hind legs, and addresses you. Which story will you opt for? Pose as an herbalist, claim to be a tradesman, claim to be a nomad seeking shelter for the night. I think the last time I claimed to be a nomad. Actually, no, I didn't. I think I said I was a tradesman. I think I'm going to pretend to be an herbalist. The ape dog asks to see your herbs. Luckily, you grabbed a few handful of weeds on your way, then you show them. Cocking its head to one side, the creature eyes you suspiciously. It asks you for the name of the guard you have come to treat, something you hadn't planned on. You quickly think of a name to bluff the creature with. If you wish to suggest the name Kiltrog, perhaps you want to try Pincus. Alternatively, you could try Blag. His name is Kiltrog. The ape dog laughs and tells you that Kiltrog's lazy good for nothing and is not worth saving. You breathe a sigh of relief as he walks back and shouts for the gatekeeper. Moments later, the gatekeeper appears and opens a small doorway to let you in. I guess, right? Dude! You walk forward into a spacious open courtyard surrounded by large walls. Various lights are burning and groups of figures are shuffling around in the darkness. In the center of the courtyard is a large monument of some kind, perhaps a fountain. Looking across the yard, you can see what appears to be the main entrance to the tower. What will you do? If you want to creep around the wall towards the tower, to stride boldly across the courtyard, or tiptoe through the shadows towards one of the groups. I bullshit my way in. I'm just gonna stride boldly across the courtyard. Look at me, I did a thing. Look at me, I did a thing. As you step out the shadows towards the center of the courtyard, a voice in the wind has, "Halt! Stand your ground!" You whirl about, but can see no one addressing you. You take another couple of steps again. The eerie voice orders you to stop, and this time an arrow zings through the air and lands close to your left foot. You jump back. Still, you can see no one, but the threat of the arrow still lingers. Will you press on forwards very cautiously? Make a dash for the monument in the center of the yard? Use a scroll to cast a shielding spell around yourself in advance. I'm going to make a dash for the monument. As you break into a run, 3 arrows flies out towards you from nowhere. Test my luck. 6. I need just 9 or below, if you are lucky. You dart nimbly towards the monument, avoiding all the arrows as you go. You arrive at the monument, ducking behind the stone. You cast your eyes over the strange structure. It appears not to be a fountain, but a temple of some sort. To one side there is a door which you may investigate, or you may press onwards towards the Citadel itself. Onwards, investigate the temple. Let's investigate the temple. The door opens, and the small room inside is lit by candlelight. Cautiously you look inside to see a strange sight. On a stone altar in the middle of the chamber there are 3 silver chalices, each containing a different colored liquid. One clear, one red, one milky. Fluttering around the altar there are 3 small winged gremlin-type creatures, all chirping excitedly. Every so often one lands on the altar and takes a sip of the milky liquid. The open door creaks on its hinges and startles them. They whirl around to see you and become very excited. You may either enter the chamber or close the door quickly and press onward to this. I'm going to enter the chamber. I'm curious what's in there. As you enter, the gremlins flutter and squeak excitedly, then fly past you, through the door and out into the night. You are now alone with the chalices. Will you risk taking a drink? If so, which will you choose? Drink the clear liquid, drink the red liquid, if the milky liquid takes your fancy, or you leave and head for the Citadel. Okay. I don't know what the clear liquid is. I don't know what the red liquid is. Technically, I don't know what the milky liquid is either, but the gremlins drank it. I'm going to taste that one. The milky liquid smells sweet. You take a sip and start to giggle. You take a gulp and burst out laughing, for no reason at all. No wonder little gremlins were enjoying it so much. Lightheaded and in fine spirits, you leave the chamber to make your way onwards towards the Citadel. You add 2 stamina points for this refreshing incident. Okay, so I got 2 stamina, but my stamina has not changed. I'm still at 20. Okay. Okay, at least I know. As you stride across the open courtyard, you notice that you are walking alongside a small mound like a buried pipeline running from the Black Tower to the temple. You bend over to investigate it. Could it perhaps have been made by a mole of some kind? As you touch the mound, it caves in, and to your horror, a long gray tentacle covered in warty growths bursts out of the ground and wraps itself around your leg. How will you fight this thing? If you draw your sword, if you cast a levitation spell, think of a fire spell would be better. I'm going to draw my sword. I've got 20 hit points. You draw your sword and hack at the tentacle. The tentacle will not fight back like a normal creature, but instead is trying to drag you into a large hole in the ground, which is opening around its base. It isn't trying to hurt you, but is instead trying to get a firm grip on you. It won't deal you any damage during this battle, but if it manages to score 3 hits against you, it will succeed in dragging you into its lair. You must fight. If you defeat this foe, you can peel the tentacle off your leg. Okay, I'll worry about that when I jump to it. Alright. It's only got 2 stamina, 6 skill. I have 20 stamina, 8 skill. We tied. Oh, I hit it. I am triumphant! You defeat this. If you defeat this foe, you can peel the tentacle off your leg and proceed to the main entrance of the Black Tower. Now, does that lower my... No, so I guess only when I use skill or luck will it go down by 1 every time. Stamina does not. I actually have to get hit. Okay. In front of you is a large wooden door, firmly locked. You may either knock 3 times for the guard, or use a strength spell to try to open it. I'll knock and wait for the guard. The door opens, and a large, brutish creature steps out. It has a sharp horn in the middle of its forehead, and its skin appears to be armor-plated. It grunts to ask you what you want, and it demands the password before letting you in. That looks like Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just more armor. Do you know the password? If so, if not, you have to bluff your way in. I don't know the password. I have to bluff my way in. You think quickly. You reach into your bag and pull out a handful of weed, showing them to the creature. You explain that you are an herbalist and have come to treat the Lord's librarian, who is critically ill. The messenger never told you of any passwords. Will the guard believe you? 7? Yeah, I need 8 or below. It worked. That means my luck is now down to 7, isn't it? Son of a... The guard believes your tale and lets you in with a grunt. You are in a narrow hallway. This continues for several meters and ends in a doorway. Halfway along the passage, you can see an archway where some steps lead downwards. Will you go forwards to the door, or creep down the steps? I'm going to go forwards to the door. You try the handle of the door, and it turns, opening into another hallway. Some distance along, the passageway turns to the right and ends shortly in another door. On this door is a sign which reads, "Please ring for butler." A rope, evidently the bell, hangs by the door. If you wish to ring the bell as instructed. Turn to 40. If you want to try the door handle, I'm going to ring for the butler. That the butler? Dude. After several moments, the door opens slowly, and a hunched-back, misshapen creature with rotten teeth, ragged hair, tattered clothes stands in front of you. Yeah, yes? What can I do for you? Growls the half-human creature. I'm expected, you reply, and walk past him through the door with confidence. He is a little bewildered by your manners and stammers, not knowing whether to challenge you or not. Which way to the reception room? You demand. He squints at you through one eye and motions towards the left fork in the passageway, a short distance ahead. If you choose to believe the butler, if you distrust the shifty creature. Oh. I don't know if I should believe him or not. I'm going to go ahead and try to believe him. The passage runs long for several meters and then ends at a door. You listen at the door and can hear a deep, heavy breathing coming from inside, as if some large creature were asleep in there. Cautiously, you try the handle, and the door opens. Just inside, although the room is dark, you can see that a very large goblin-like creature is asleep on the floor. Do you risk tiptoeing into the room, or return to the fork and try the right-hand passage? I'm going to try to tiptoe through the room. Okay. You tiptoe into the room. The room is gloomy and the air is damp. A crude wooden post is nailed to one wall and with several hooks on it. There are 2 doors in the far wall leading onwards. On the post, hanging on the wall, is a makeshift mirror, but as your torch lights up the mirror, its reflection is thrown across the eyes of a sleeping giant, who grunts and stirs. One eye opens, then another, and seeing you, it springs to its feet. It grabs an axe which it was using as a pillow. That's an uncomfortable pillow. And quickly undoes the leather sheath to reveal a sharp bronze head. This giant creature is a Gark, large and brutish. Garks are half goblin, half giant, bred by master sorcerers for their aggressive character. Although somewhat stupid, they are rather tough beasts with a warlike nature. What will you do? Make a dash for the doors? Draw your sword and ready for a fight? Try apologizing for disturbing the creature? Or to simply use a spell scroll? Turn to 11. Or to employ the use of a spell. I'm going to try. He's not very bright. I am so sorry for disturbing you. What will your approach be? You may either tell the creature that you are a guest, or you may try to bribe the Gark by offering it 3 gold pieces, or by using a fool's gold spell to create some gold to offer it. If you wish to tell the Gark you are a guest of the Citadel, turn to that page to try bribing the Gark using real gold. Or bribe the guard using a fool's gold spell. I don't want to use my spell just yet. I'm just going to say I am a guest of the Citadel. The guard straightens up, lowers its axe, and begins apologizing to you for being asleep at its post. Ah, tables turned. I like this. At its instance, you agree not to tell anyone. The creature offers to take your tunic, but you decline its offer and press onwards. There we go, diplomacy. Leaving the chamber, there are 2 doors in front of you. If you take the left-hand door, turn to 52. Take the right-hand door, take 38. Let's go left. Let's go left. Fancy. The door opens and you stride onwards, slamming it shut behind you. A short distance ahead, you reach a 3-way junction, where you take the northwards passage. This continues for several meters, leading to another door. You can hear laughter and merriment on the other side. Cautiously, you open the door into a large room where a party of a dozen or so creatures of all shapes, sizes, and colors are playing games. As you step into the room, a voice shouts, "Look, this must be Glass Dustwood!" Whereupon they all welcome you, inviting you to join the fun. Evidently, they are expecting someone and have mistaken you for their missing guest. How will you respond if you wish to play along and join them, or to tell them they are mistaken and try to make your way over to the door on the other side of the room? I'm going to join them. Why not? They clap you on the back and welcome you in. A dark-skinned, wiry creature thrusts a mug of grog into your hand. You drink the ale down in one. Another mug comes. Add 2 stamina points, as I haven't lost any stamina. I'm still full stamina. Add 2 stamina points, as the ale is quite refreshing. Then they invite you to join in their games. If you wish to play 6-pack, you will need to possess at least 1 gold piece. Which game would you like to play? To join in the game of Knifey, to try your hand at Runestones, or 6-pack, more your speed. I don't have money. So Knifey or Runestones? I don't know what the difference of these are. Let's try Knifey. That's got a funny name to it. You've chosen to play a deadly gambling game, which is outlawed in most kingdoms. The game is played like this. 6 daggers lie on a table. 1 is a real weapon, while the other 5 have spring-loaded blades, and will do you no harm. Okay, that was worded kind of weird for me. I don't know why. You are playing the game against one of the other creatures in the room, and only one of you will survive. Oh, this is a roulette game, like a Russian roulette. No! In turn, you must select one of the daggers and stab yourself in the chest with it. If the dagger is real, death is certain. If it is a dummy, it must be returned to the table to be shuffled back in with the other 5. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The game continues until one of you selects the real dagger and stabs yourself through the heart, whereupon the survivor can claim the prize. Your games master is an apprentice sorcerer, and he has selected a choice of prizes for you. If you survive, you may claim either 2 extra spell scrolls or 50 gold pieces. Now that you know the rules of Knifey, the game may begin. If you want to try getting out of playing the game by casting an illusion spell, let's die. You and your opponent approach the table of 6 shuffled daggers. 1 is real, the other 5 fake. Oh. So I just don't want to roll a 6. You roll 2. You plunge the dagger into your chest, hoping for the blade to spring harmlessly into its handle. Relief floods you as you feel the harmless push of the fake dagger. Suddenly, your eyes snap forward at the sound of a howl of pain. Your opponent used the real dagger. Blood seeps from her chest wound as she slumps to the ground. You are victorious. The game master asks you to select your prize. What do you choose? Do I want 50 gold pieces, or do I want extra spell scrolls? I'm going to go for 50 pieces. 50 gold pieces. That might come in more handy. Might. The Game Master hands you the heavy pouch. Checking inside, there are indeed 50 gold pieces. You may now either try one of the other games on offer, or leave the games room and continue your quest. To try your hand at 6-pack, you'll need at least 1 gold piece. And play runestones. I'm gonna go ahead and try 6-pack. To play 6-pack, you must first choose a number of gold pieces you wish to bet. Then choose a number you think is lucky. Next, you must roll 1 die. If the number you roll is your lucky number, you win 5 times the stake you have placed on that number. To begin the round with 6-pack, place your bet. 1, 5, 10, 20, 50. I'm going to do 5 gold pieces. Remember, you stand to win 5 times the amount you bet. I don't plan on that happening, but now choose your lucky number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go with 4. I'm going to go 4. Now the moment of truth. Roll the die to determine your fate. You rolled 4! You have won the game of 6-pack. You win 25 gold pieces. You may now either try your hand at one of the other games on offer, if you have not done so already, or leave the games room and continue your quest. You know what? I'm going to try Runestones. Runestones is a somewhat dangerous game, but the prizes are valuable. Before the game begins, your game's master, who is an apprentice sorcerer, casts a spell on a rock, which will cause it to explode sometime later. The players stand in a circle and toss the rock from one to another around the circle. When the rock explodes, the player holding it is out of the game and winds up with badly burned hands. The remaining players are given another runestone to toss around again, and the game continues until there is only 1 player left. It's like a game of hot potato. Onlookers bet on the players, but before they can bet, they must contribute 3 gold pieces each to the prize money. In this game, you will stand to win 36 gold pieces at the risk of injuring your hands. 5. You are lucky. You needed a luck score of 7 or below, you rolled a luck score of 5. A circle of 10 assemble, and the sorcerer hands 1 player the enchanted rock. The game is tense and exciting, and after several rounds of explosions, you find yourself victorious. The game master hands you a pouch of 36 gold pieces. You may now try your hand at a different game or leave the games room to continue your quest. I'm going to leave the games room and continue on. You leave the room through the door at the far end, which opens into a short passageway, ending at a large wooden door. The handle on this door turns, letting you into a large chamber. Alright, I am going to bookmark this right here. Those just have to bookmark up on screen. Okay, Marfesto, that's my name. I couldn't remember what my name was. Nice. So, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting to like the games as much as I did, but wow, I can't believe I won that much gold. I was shocked as hell when 4 came up. Shocked as hell. And the whole daggers game, I wasn't expecting the dude to die, or the female, I guess I was playing female, wasn't expecting her to die on the first pull. But thank you so much for watching this game. I had a hell of a fun time playing it, and so far we're starting off pretty strong. I don't know what else to say. So until next time,